Hey, Kickers here. Now, I've seen a lot of shows, but even I have my gaps, and one of those gaps is Code Lyoko, a show from the early 2000s which I had really no idea what happened in it. But thanks to DJ from DJ's Cartoon Universe, I fill in those gaps, and here are my thoughts on Season 1 of Code Lyoko. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get started. Four kids, Odd, Ulrich, Yumi, and Jeremy, with their virtual companion, Aelita, battle against the forces of the evil supercomputer, Xana. Who built Xana? Where did Aelita come from? As of this season, we just don't know, and that's kind of nice. We jump into the first season with just being about the kids doing their thing. We have them like in this boarding school trying to deal with regular life, as well as the attacks from Xana interrupting everything that's going on at the school. We have this computer doing things like turning off gravity, making teddy bears come to life, and summoning an army of rats. Rats! Two worlds, the real and the virtual, two art styles, 2D and 3D. Still pretty unique for the time. I can think of another show that's something similar, the Johnny Test reboot that they had around that same time. The CGI was kind of like, as of this time, not very impressive, but probably something that kids liked when that came out. The show starts off with more run-of-the-mill, day-to-day, monster of the week stuff, but over the course of the season, things get like more serious and they amp up. While some people were probably into it for the fighting, I was actually into it for the interpersonal relationships between the characters. You have the one friends group of our heroes, which is basically like the Lyoko Warriors, and a rival group with Ulrich's, let's call it stalker, Sissy, and her two cohorts. A sort of Team Rocket situation, though a little bit simpler. Then there's the unsung hero of the season, Jim, the gym teacher, who's chasing around our group of heroes and dealing with their antics. Now the strangest thing by far is that they know where Xana is, they know it's a supercomputer, it's built underneath this old factory, which is also where they go into the virtual world. Why don't they just shut the dang thing off? Well, because doing that would get rid of Aelita, so over the course of the series, they have to try and figure out a way to bring Aelita into the real world so that they can safely deactivate Xana. Another strange quirk of the series is that after each of these battles, they reset the system, which rewinds time so that the events of the episode sort of gets reversed and they get to change things. Now, this apparently is not supposed to like revive death, so if someone does die, they don't get to come back, but it does have a nice little like things can get as close to that as possible before the rewind happens. And the only people who know what happens after the reset are our heroes, which is kind of bad because like something happens later on in the season where there's one character who finds out things who I wish would be able to keep that knowledge but doesn't. The main two relationships are Ulrich and Yumi and their burgeoning romance, and Jeremy and Aelita and their whole thing with him trying to bring her to the real world so they can be together. It's nice, it's cute, it's kids being cute. The attacks are nice and varied, but sometimes it seems like Xana's just throwing out random crap. I mean, yes, Xana can turn the air into gas that attacks people, can summon giant rats, can summon giant teddy bears, excuse me on that, and armies of rats, or send bees after people, or just make an army of evil robots. It can control the laws of nature itself, and it can summon a giant space laser to attack the heroes. And then it tries to attack them with laughing gas. It's one thing or another, one extreme or another. It's just like, you're a supercomputer. Just either make an evil robot army and destroy heroes, or just do anything. Just do anything, but laughing gas, some of these attacks are just nonsense. The season does end with them being able to free Aelita, but they do not have the ability to turn off Xana because she is still connected to it, so doing that would kill her. So that's the start of the next season, to figure out how to actually separate her from Xana. And unfortunately, Jim, who still doesn't know what's going on, is still kept out of the loop. Now, we're going to be getting back into watching Season 2 soon enough, and I'm actually interested in seeing what happens. Seeing if Xana ups their attacks, seeing if there's more fun relationship drama with the kids, it's all that fun stuff. I'm someone who did not watch the show when it came out, but now, yeah, I could say I'm hooked. Anyway, I'm Keckers, this is Code Lyoko, Season 1, and I will see you later, taters.